This is the Supercross qualifier number 4. Some of the leading contenders as we reach desperation time. The top 3 advancing. Number 4, Jeff Surwall from Aurora, Ontario.
Jeff is a veteran rider. He'll be trying to qualify directly into the main event out of this one.
Ken Clark, another rider from Aurora.
Good young rider, Ken Clark, on the Honda CR250. It'll be tough for Clark to make the main event here tonight.
Number 78, Brian Swink from Pontiac, Michigan. Number 102 is Jim Hawley from Chatsworth, California.
Jim Hawley, another veteran of the Supercross wars. Jim, right around that 30 years of age mark, one of the senior citizens for this sport.
And Michael Jones, another guy you have to watch.
Mike's an outstanding rider. He's had some great runs in AMA Camel Supercross this year. He'll be one of our top riders in this one.
As always, the full field: Shane Drew, Alexander Langevin, Chris Ship Clark, Jeff Glass, Greg General, among those who want to get into the final. And naturally, it's going to be tough. There's the rat trap starting device, which makes sure they get a fair start heading into the first turn.
The gate's down. The field charges to turn number 1. Heavy traffic going in. They'll be banging and bumping each other. A couple of riders almost running off the racetrack. But it's Mike Jones, number 351, who gets the hole shot. Lots of air off that big trailer jump as the riders work their way towards what will be the finish line jump. There's Jones, number 351, your race leader on that Suzuki RM250. Suzuki has really put together a potent team for this Molson Export Supercross made up of top Canadian and American riders. But there is Mike Jones, 351, as he works his way through this right-hand switchback. 78, your second place rider is Brian Swink.
And here's another look at the start. You can see Michael Jones out quickly around that first turn, getting the hole shot and avoiding any possible problems behind it. But in general, a pretty clean start.
Done with that short run from the gate to turn 1. The start very, very important here at Skydome. There are your front-running 2 riders, and right now this is strictly a 2-rider race, both on Suzuki RM250s. Mike Jones, number 351, and Brian Swink, number 78. Swink has had an incredible 1992 season in the American Eastern Regional Supercross class that runs as a support class to the AMA Camel Supercross events. He won so many races that he's already wrapped up the championship. Ran in his first Camel Supercross since wrapping up that title last weekend in Las Vegas and finished 8th. So he is really in peak form coming here to Skydome. But Jones right now is able to hold off Brian Swink on that number 78 machine. There you see about 4 or 5 bike lengths separating the 2 riders as they go under the sky jump. The first time they've had a tunnel set up here in Toronto for the Supercross. Now they get lots of air going off those double and triple rocker jumps and then back into the start area. Into turn 1, oh, and Jones gets hung up on the straw bale on the inside. He just about stalled the motor. Brian Swink moves up the challenge. One mistake there by Jones, and it just about cost him the lead.
Brian Swink, you mentioned the use to the smaller displacement. What does that do in making that adjustment, moving up and doubling the displacement to 250?
Well, the 125s, as you said, Don, don't have as much horsepower, so you've really got to ride them aggressively and carry as much speed as you can. And here comes Swink. He's taking the lead. An aggressive move by Brian Swink as he's put that number 78 Suzuki out in front. Jones running back in second, but Jones trying to counterattack. Jones will retake the lead. Great action here between the 2 American riders. Mike Jones out of Export, Pennsylvania, and Brian Swink out of Pontiac, Michigan. The 2 riders just back and forth.
You'll see here Mike Jones gives it up, but then takes it back again. You wonder why these guys are going at it so hard when the top 3 advance anyway.
Well, you want to go directly out of these qualifying heat races to the final. You get a chance to rest while your other competition have got to go through more punishment in the semifinals and maybe even a last chance qualifier. So for these top riders, they want to get the job done right here in this qualifier. There it is, Jones 351, your race leader. Swink number 78 right with him, and he's closed it back up to just a bike length. There's the blue and white last lap flag out for the front-running 2 machines. Jim Hawley running a distant 3rd place at the moment. That would be the last transfer position, but right now the battle up front involving these 2 Suzuki riders. There you can see how difficult the racetrack is getting, some very, very deep ruts. And Jones here is not only racing against Swink, he's also racing against the racetrack. He's got to watch where he plants the wheels of his Suzuki 250, because if you plant them wrong, you're going to get tumbled off of that motorcycle. Side by side between Swink and Jones as they go into the tunnel for the final time.
About a half a lap to go. Michael Jones leading Brian Swink by about a bike length. That's about a second difference in actual time. So we'll see if Michael Jones can hang on and claim this qualifier and advance directly into the final, in which he will have one of the top 4 choices for the starting grid.
Side by side as they come off the trailer jump, there is the race leader, 3:51. Mike Jones coming up to the checkered flag, and Jones will win it. Swick will finish in second. Both of those riders through to the final.
And the crowd gets into it, a standing ovation, not quite for Michael Jones. They realize it's only a qualifier, but certainly a warm round of applause for the battle these two put on. Michael Jones and Brian Swink advanced directly to the 15-lap final, along with Jim Hawley, who placed third in this qualifier. I don't know, Pat, Michael Jones may have hurt himself coming over the top at the finish.
Well, he would have had it not been for that full-face helmet. Here you can see Jones with the checkered flag out really holds the throttle on. The helmet just smashes down onto the handlebar, but he's okay.
Mike, it was a great battle in the qualifier. Kind of a shame to waste it before the final.
Well, I didn't want to give it up. I didn't know who was behind me the whole time, but when I seen Brian pass me and sort of wanted to prove myself out there, so I held it on, and I wanted to get a good gate position as well, so it does mean a little bit for the finals.
Yeah, it looked like someone forgot to tell him this wasn't the final. He gave you a rough ride.
Yeah, he wants to win as well as anybody. He's used to winning in the States, and he's a real good rider, and he don't like to finish second, so I'm sure he didn't want to do it here as well, and he was pushing me for everything he had.
Tell me about this track. If you don't get a good start, is it possible to catch up?
To an extent. I think the more ruts it gets, the easier it is to make up time because it is more technical. If it wasn't for the ruts, I'm afraid there wouldn't be any passing at all because the track's sort of easy, but now that the ruts are a factor, it's real technical, and it's going to be a hard time for guys to go 15 laps out there.
Mike, good luck on the final.
Thank you very much.